You were raised to work for money. You were raised to get a job, to have a job, and the job was to bring you money. When most people start a business, they keep this idea in the front of their mind that that's what they're doing. But from a divine spiritual perspective, that is not what they're doing. But if their intention remains so, they have a big problem. Because when you work for money, when you work a job, you generally struggle in life. That's what most people do. They struggle. They stay in the struggle. When you listen to whatever voice it was that was inside you that said, start your business, do this thing, live a different life, you were listening to a higher voice. And that voice was telling you to go out and give something that you have that other people don't. A higher version of yourself, a higher consciousness of the world. But if you take that idea and you back it with the idea of, I have to work in order to make money and to make a living, it's like you corrupt this beautiful thing that you were given that was actually supposed to make things much easier. And here's the difference. When we work for money, when we work a job, we're working to get a livelihood. That's what we're doing. I mean, make no bones about it. That's exactly what it is. We're taught that verbatim our whole life as children. But when you start a business, you're bringing something more beautiful and abundant to the world. You're saying, I have something to offer. I have something to give. You no longer have to chase and work and strive in order for that to come to you. It's already here. It's a significant difference in thought, by the way, right? Let's start from the center of yourself, okay? You have something that you believe is worth bringing to the marketplace. To think that, you must, like if you're just thinking logically, you'd have to believe that the people that are going to buy from you are already here and that they already have a need or a desire for what you want. You don't have to go out there and get them. You have to go show them. It's a completely different energy. And I see people like, I'll say, make the sales calls. You're actually making calls of giving to other people. But you're worried, are they going to buy? What are they going to say? Am I bothering them? Did I call them too many times? That's getting energy. When I go out and speak somewhere, when I do an interview, when I do a sales call, or when Raheem does sales calls, we're looking for people that want to receive what we have. We assume we're a blessing in people's lives, that they're anticipating this call from us, this ask from us. Let me show you what we have. You're wanting something, let me show you what we have. It's not struggle, it's giving. It's giving. We're here to help. We're here to help you do something different, acquire something, be something, whatever it is that you have. It's a service, right? A business has a product or a service that helps other people. You're not trying to get. You have to be thinking, I'm giving. I'm just looking for the people that want what I have. These people are waiting for me to call them. Now, they may not be conscious of that, but they know it when they see it. They know it when it comes into their life. The amount of people that have written me over the years and said, I just have to tell you, the day before you called, the day before you entered my life, the day before I heard you on the podcast, the day before I saw you speak at this whatever, I was praying to God to answer this problem, and you were there the next day or that week or whatever. I've had thousands of people tell me this. They're looking. They're looking. You're not going out to get. So you have to address, so that's the reframe, okay? That's like, seriously, I'm very serious about this. It's a very serious reframe, which means you have to address the insecurities in yourself. The insecurities have you behaving as if you're not wanted, you're an interruption, you're being rude, you're bothering people, nobody's going to want what you have. All of that is nonsense from this way that we were taught to live inside this bubble of people pleasing so that we didn't lose our security. If you're sincere in what it is that you're doing, you're not going to have. Here's another couple questions that I've been getting lately. When I started, did people say, how long have you been doing what you're doing? What are your qualifications? How did you learn what you're learning? Never, never. I've been doing this for 26 years. I haven't had anybody ask me those questions before they buy from me. That's in your mind. See, and think about it, right? How are we taught to go through the world? You have to go to school, and you've got to accomplish all these things, and then you get, the sheepskin, and you get the qualifications and the PhD or the MD or the law degree or whatever it is. And then you've arrived. Now you're a professional and an expert because somebody else said that you were. That is so ingrained in our mind that we need to be promoted from without. But when you stand in your divine spark, the reason that you're here, you're promoted by God. You're promoted by yourself. You don't need somebody else to promote you. You're stepping in your own authority of what you have. You don't need somebody else's authority. You have your own, but you have to accept it. You have to accept it. And yes, that means that you have to deal with the insecurities that you have in your own life. You literally can drop every story from your past today and rewrite your past the way you wanted it to have been, and then behave as if that was your past. You don't have to heal for years. You don't have to jump through all kinds of hoops. You don't have to deal with all kinds of people. You could just say, I don't want that to be my past. I'm going to become something completely different, and then be that person. Now, when I say that, you should pay very close attention to how you feel when I say that, because that would probably give you an idea of just how sticky your past is. The terrifying part is that when I suggest that to people, they often go through this like an annihilation feeling. Like they realize that everything in their past is what they're using to determine who they are right now, instead of determining who you want to be. And there's story after story after story of people that have done this. Even if you don't want to do it with all of it, which you can, you could do it with the parts that you don't like. You are not required to be what your past suggests in any way. You don't have to follow those rules. You don't have to follow those judgments. You don't have to follow those hurts, those betrayals, what people suggested that you should or should not be, what they suggested that you are or are not as a person. Be your own authority. Claim your own victory. You've got so much to give, but you have to go out there and act like the world is expecting it, because it is. Walk into an office, pick up the phone, talk to people as if they're expecting you, because they are. They are. Stay in that authority. You don't have to struggle for sales or struggle for money or struggle for any of this stuff. It's there for you in an easy way. Remember, the reason I'm talking about this is I want you to remember something very important. When you're struggling, there's something going on in your head that's not right. It should be a red flag, always, like doot, 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 warning sign, warning, warning. Something's off. And it's very easy for our mind to slip back. No question, right? This is the idea of mindfulness. You have to practice this every day for the rest of your life. Of course, it gets easier. But as we all know, the power of suggestion is extremely potent, and our mind can get hijacked by something very easily. When it gets hard, stop, go hold it, put the brakes on. Something's wrong, because it's only hard because I'm making it hard. Something must have got in my head. This is easy. I'm here to give, not to get, right? When you give, you receive. It's the universal law of cause and effect. It's not give and get. It's give and receive. You give what you have, and you receive the money, what the opportunity, whatever it is that comes in return. You receive it. Graciously receive it. Gratefully receive it. Be grateful for every interaction that you have every day. This is not difficult. Don't make it difficult. Pick up the phone with excitement. It's going to be an amazing day of making calls, reaching out, looking for people to help. They're waiting for me, because that is the truth. When you have a problem in your life that you can't fix, right? The toilet bowl breaks, right? The engine falls out of your car. Your cat is sick. Don't you want somebody that can help you fix those things? Wouldn't it be great if they knocked at the door the second your toilet bowl overflowed? Seriously, wouldn't it be great? They'd be like, thank God you're here, just in the nick of time. Your car won't start. I'm a mechanic. You need anything today? Yeah, my car won't start. That's not a joke. There are real people with real problems and real desires and real wants, and you have what they want. You also must hold yourself to the level of the way the world interacts with you. That's your choice. It's not anybody else's. This is what I charge. This is how we're going to work together. These are the terms. You set them. It's your life. You don't have to change and chase and, do a bunch of crazy stuff. When you do that, you've slipped into getting, oh my God, the sale might go away. I better lower my price. And now we're getting these wins where people are standing in their space and saying, no, I'm not going to lower my price. And they're getting the sale and people are paying full price because people will do what it is that they're told to do. Many people have also been programmed to ask for a discount no matter what. You can always say no and they will pay. Why would they pay? Because they want what you have. Don't get sucked into their story thinking it has to be your story so that you can stay in business. No, you're on a divine mission in life. Really give this some serious thought. You followed something completely different for your life. It puts you at a much different place in society. It puts you up there with the givers, not down there with the getters. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean that in an awareness way, right? There's always, even Christ said, the poor will always be with us. They don't know, and they don't want to know. Fine, great, but they still have problems. And if you're business to business, it's no different. They still have problems. You are a beautiful, divinely sent solution. They're waiting for you. They can't wait to pay you. They can't wait for the product or service that you have. Expect that when you go out, right? Like, be of good cheer around it. This is great. We get to talk to people all day long that want what we have. Like, how good is that? And they're going to pay us for it. You don't have to go to work and worry about if you have a job. You don't have to go to work and worry about if you're going to have enough money to pay your bills. You're set up in a divine abundant flow if you would just accept it and let it flow. Every day, this is an amazing day. This day will follow the choice that's in my heart. And the things that come and go into your life, let them come and go without any resistance. People, things, whatever. The next great thing is ready to come in. Don't resist. Don't take it personally when somebody leaves, when somebody dies, when somebody, whatever. It's all part of the journey. People are going to come and go. Let them go. Don't get attached to things. The whole thing about the seasons of life and the places in life, like there's times for things. And a mature person goes, you know what? That season's over. It was great. It served a purpose. It had its ups. It had its downs. It's over. I'm now stepping into a different season. When you resist that, it's painful. And there's changes with us as individuals, like as you're getting older in life. If you're not 20 anymore, you're not 20 anymore. You're 40. And if you're not 40 anymore and you're 60, you're 60. Like, enjoy the place that you are. Embrace the beauty that it has. Don't walk around and go, I'm getting old. Get out of that stuff. Embrace the time that it is right now. This is going to be the most amazing year of your life. Embrace it, be it, stand in it. There's nothing to lose. Be your best self. Every morning, remind yourself, people are waiting for me to come into their life, to make a change. What an unbelievable gift you have. And if you step into that, you'll have an unbelievable life. You don't have to feel guilty about that. You don't have to feel shameful about that. That is your divine appointment in life. Stand in it with all your glory and be grateful for it. It's a wonderful thing. There will be a time in your life where you don't get the ball back. You got it now. Run with it. Run with it. Don't play it safe. Don't kick a field goal. Go for a touchdown. Go all the way with it. You've got the ball now. But there will be a time in all of our lives when we don't get the ball back. It's because it's over. It's the end of our life, right? Metaphorically. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Run with it while you've got it. Run with it while you've got it. Not out of desperation, but out of good cheer. Out of just an amazing impulse in your heart to go out there and give. And with every call you make, with every conversation you have, with every negotiation that you enter, you're making the world a better place, because that's another problem you solved. That's another person's life you made better. You're adding to the world in what you do. You're not like the masses that have to stand there with their hands out and hopefully they get something. You've got something and you've decided to come in and play at that divine level. But you have to remind yourself of this, right? Otherwise, the old subconscious stuff takes over. You have to be very mindful of how you're thinking and how you're doing it. All right, let's go out there and have an amazing day.